Coleman medal. Let's hope he kicks 100 goals this year. Please welcome from North Melbourne Football Club, Ben Brown. Good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me, Layla.
Although you guys lost last week, it must be good to know that the Kangaroos are off to a good start.
Yeah, it's really good for us. I suppose a little bit better than our form was last year this time. So yeah, it's been really exciting for us. I think having our full playing list and getting a few guys back to pick from, like Benny Jacobs and Sam Wright, who have come back from long-term injuries, and a bunch of others too. I think it's been great that we've been able to be really competitive so far this year.
And Ben, most teams haven't been able to stop the Tigers in the final quarters this year. What was Brad Scott's main tactic?
I suppose it was just to keep pushing at them, and I know you guys were talking a little bit about defensive tactics on the weekend, but you know, it was to keep on attacking Richmond as much as we could in that last quarter, and you know, we knew we had to do that if we wanted to win. We came up a little bit short, which was disappointing, but I think our effort was there, and hopefully we can take that into the next couple of weeks. We've got another couple of tough games coming up leading into the bye, so we want to make sure that we're putting our best foot forward and going into the bye, hopefully with a positive record.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, Ben, how you going? Well, first of all, you're leading the Coleman medalist at the moment, which is great to see. Can you tell us how much, I know probably Brad Scott, your coach, lets you train and does practice goal kicking. How much training do you actually do in the lead up to a game, goal kicking?
Yeah, so for me it's about getting a lot of shots in during the week. I try to make sure that obviously it takes me a fair while to go through my routine, so I'm probably out there maybe slightly longer than others at the club, maybe just for that reason. But yeah, it's about getting quantity of shots for me and making sure that I'm really comfortable wherever I'm kicking from on the footy field. So as long as I'm really well prepared, wherever I mark the ball, I know exactly what I'm going to do, and then hopefully I can execute as well as I can.
Took pity on the Tigers last week. You didn't kick straight in the last quarter.
Yeah, that's right. That was one of the ones where my routine, you know, my routine was still there. It's just I'm not going to kick 100% of the goals that I go for, and unfortunately, the ones where it was obviously close near the end of the game, it was disappointing to miss a couple. But I know that next time I'm in that situation, I'll have kept up my practice, and next time I'm really confident that I'll kick straight and kick true.
Derek, of course, played for North Melbourne. Did you model your hairstyle on Derek?
Yes, maybe I did.
Well, the other thing, I don't think he modelled me on the kicking, because I only took 2 steps to kick a goal, whereas he'd take about 20 steps to kick a goal. So.
Definitely didn't look at yours now.
Just watching your last season too, Ben, I mean, you seem to be much more stronger upper body. I mean, have you whacked on a couple of kilos or something different in the weights? Because a couple of times I'm watching you last year, like I said, pushed over a bit, you know, dropping the ball. But this year, I mean, you're just clunking them from everywhere and obviously kicking goals as well. So.
Yeah, it's obviously something I've worked on over, I suppose, my AFL career to date, and you know, it's still something that I'm continuing to try to work on. But I think it's as much for me about strength as it is about you know, using your size in the right way when you're in a marking contest. And you'd know, Ronnie, because you're a really good mark for your size, and often it's as much about getting in the right position to make the move at the right time as it is about actually using brute strength.
Yeah, well, I was pretty good at marking, but just about your side this year. I mean, obviously with Lindsay Thomas, going to Port Power. I mean, I noticed in North Melbourne, you don't have a really like a big outstanding marquee player. You sort of seem all sort of at that level where you just no superstars in the team, but you're just all playing well together and just a good balance at the moment, you know.
Yeah, and I suppose that's been the good thing about ever since I've come to the footy club. It's been a really team approach. Yeah. It's not been built around you know, one specific player. It's been about everyone trying to fit into that team culture, and yeah, probably not having that superstar or that standout player. I think Boomer Harvey might you know, tend to disagree with me there if I was to ask him, because in my first couple of years he was obviously a superstar of the game. But yeah, it's a really good thing about playing at North Melbourne. I think anyone can step into the team, and as long as you play your role and do your best out on the field, that's positive.
You know what? He's got nice hair, he's got nice eyes. The way he looks at me is different than how Derek looks at me. Just lovely.
But Ben, former Fitzroy and Pies player James Manson is your uncle.
Yes,
Did his style of play have any influence on you? His kicking his goal kicking or anything like that?
He was actually a great kick for goal, James, and as you see the couple of highlights roll through, it was an awesome mark of the footy too. So that was something that I definitely looked to model my game on.
Yeah.
I suppose we were slightly different in the way that he was, I suppose many would say, more aggressive than I am out on the footy field, and there are a few stories that go around about things he'd do in the change rooms before games to get himself pumped up, running into walls and so forth, which I probably don't borrow from him so much. But yeah, he was a great player and definitely someone that I tried to model my game on. He was a bit of an idol of mine growing up as well.
Yeah. And has Tassie football been given a raw deal by the AFL? How much are the local leagues down there struggling at the moment?
I suppose it's a difficult question to answer, Layla. I think it's really complex and has many levels. And I suppose the last time I played in Tasmania was in 2012, so it was a long time ago. And but everything I see about Tasmania is that Tasmanians love their footy, and they always have growing up. It was a big part of my my childhood and a lot of other kids growing up in Tassie. And I think we should be doing everything we can to try and make sure that Tassie remains, footy remains alive and well in Tasmania, because the people down there love it. I love going down there, and our fans down there get around us every time we go down. So yeah, anything we can do to make sure that Tassie footy stays on the map is really important, I reckon.
But at the moment, the new Kangaroos AFLW team has real Tasmanian branding around it at the moment, and I know you've been helping out with recruiting and development. How exciting is it for you and the new team for the Kangaroos? Oh,
it's super exciting, and we've had some great announcements come through of some players that we've signed in the last few days, and some real marquee players for us as well. So I think it's really a credit to the people that we've got around the club, Laura Kane, and Matt Bolitho, who are at the club, and Reece Harwood as well, who's our recruiting manager for the AFLW. I think they've put in a power of work over the last few months, and we've been able to get players like Emma Carney, Jazz Garner, Jamie Stanton over to the club. I think we'll be really competitive next year, and it's definitely a space that I'm really excited about being a part of at North Melbourne.
Yeah, and it's always wonderful to see more AFLW teams. But Georgie, I see Ben has poached a couple of stars from your team.
Yeah, you have. So the Pies have lost a couple of key players, especially in Jazzy Garner. She's going to be a huge loss for us. She's a goal kicking specialist. She's great hands, so she's going to be a huge loss for us. But it's just the nature of the AFLW, especially as these new teams come in. Every team can lose up to 4 players. So it's just the nature of the competition as it is, especially as we only have year-by-year contracts. So it'll be interesting when we get to play them next year.
She was dirty in the back room.
She had a little bit more to say in the back room. That's all right. Well, Ben, let's have a look at your game for this weekend. Of course, North is taking on the Giants, and here are the injuries for North Melbourne at the moment. And Mitch Hibbard there with a knee, and also Jared Waite with a hip, and both of them will be having a test very soon. And here is the injury list for the GWS Giants. Matt DeBoer there with a hamstring for 2 weeks. Brett Delidio, hamstring out for 1 and 2 weeks. And Toby Green with the foot out for 3 weeks. So some big losses there, Ben. Cunnington at the moment just seems to be getting tougher and tougher. Your teammates must be enjoying playing alongside him at the moment.
Oh, I think he's been a guy that I've enjoyed playing alongside ever since I got to the club. His hardness and the way he goes about his footy, I think everyone loves having someone who's able to do that at the club. Has probably, arguably the best fend-off in the game. I think KB might tend to disagree with me there. But if not first, second, I reckon, in the game for fending off, and a really nice bloke to top it off as well.
Oh, nice. But Ronnie, Jacobs and Wood also bring a lot of toughness to the north side.
Yeah, of course, and that's what they need. I mean, they've sort of dropped off a bit there. We know the old shin boners and how tough they play their footy, but those two guys, they've come into the side and, throwing their weight around and showing a bit of toughness around the side. So it's good to have those couple of guys in the team at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. Benny Jacobs has been amazing for us, this season, and been recognised, I suppose, within the 4 walls of the club, and starting to get that recognition outside of outside of North Melbourne as well, and the wider footy community. And Mason Woods come in, played 2 really good games for us, and obviously the athlete that he is and his ability to come in and mark the footy and kick straight, yeah, definitely important for us going forward.
Okay, so now we're going to get some tips. KB.
Well, I'm going to go for North Melbourne. I'm hopeful Jared Waite's got a bit of a hip injury. I just saw up on the screen there. But trained okay today?
He trained pretty well today, so I think by all reports he'll be fine to go.
Yeah, I'm going for the Kangaroos.
Yep, Georgie.
Look, I think it's a tough one. GWS had a few injuries, but GWS for me, I think they'll get a bit of a rocket after a couple of poor performances the last couple of
they're
weeks.
boat attendant. Boat attendant.
Rockin'.
Nah, look, I thought North Melbourne were pretty good against Tigers, but I think they will get the points over GWS.
Yep, no worries. Benny, of course, we know.
Yeah,
DK.
North were very competitive last week, so I'm going to stick with North.
Yep, and I'm going to go with North Melbourne as well. Well, Ben, it's time for the segment that all of our guests dread. It's Rock and Ronnie Burns and the player profile.
Yes, thanks, Layla. Well, you know what? You've got 5 other brothers. You're the eldest of 6, and we've got some footage of here, a photo of you guys here. We're just looking at it. You're the eldest one, but I was just looking at it. I said, you guys could make a little bit of a band going in Tassie, something like Take That or something like that.
It is a bit of a band photo.
Have you guys ever thought of doing something like a band or a footy team?
We're probably not musical enough for that, Ronnie. Otherwise, we might
That's all
consider
right.
it.
No, but the other one is not many people know that you're a vegan. Derek doesn't know what a vegan is. But he's ate the turtle in the shell. He thought the shell was a crackle. But vegan, not going to eat any meat, mate. What's the go with the vegans?
Meat byproduct.
That's right. Pretty much from the start of the season, I've done that, and
Is there a particular reason?
Why?
it's a lot of reasons for me. I could go into them, but I'll probably bore you all.
Sorry, I'm taking over your player profile.
No, that's okay. Jump in. And obviously, you studied philosophy at uni. I went to uni. To study human movements, but I just sat in the courtyard and just watched them move. It was a four-year course, but we got a bit of a footage here. Have you studied this fellow here? So you went to uni and this is how you finished up?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so that's just from
much.
studying hard?
Yeah.
And just quickly, we've got another bit of footage here. You're good with cats. You love cats. And we've just got a footage of you. You can talk us through here. You got a bit of a house in the back. You got a cat in there. You taught him how to be a goalkeeper. What's going on here?
Yes.
Just watching this here. You're throwing what, Maltesers or something?
Yeah.
Stop him from there.
Little scrunched up receipts we use, and you try to get in that top little hole up there, but you barely ever get it in. She's quick on the reflexes.
Jeez,
little Luna.
What's the name?
Yep.
What's the name of the cat?
Luna.
Yeah. How many cats do you have?
I've got two cats, Ron and Luna.
Ronnie.
I've got a Ronnie cat too.
Ron is our other cat. So.
But you know what, KB? Seriously, these guys got too much time on their hand doing that.
Is that other cat Ronnie? I'm interested. Is that other cat Ronnie? Is he skillful?
Yeah.
The other one?
Is he a goalkeeper like
He
Luna?
just sits lasers around.
He just sits around.
If you had Derek sitting there, that'll be going straight in his gob. I won't be swallowing it. No. But anyway, mate, we've got a hat for you, big fella, from the Marngrook Footy Show. So
I'll try and get it on there.
Over your hair there, Ben. But thank you so much for coming into the show tonight, Ben. Good luck for the rest of the year, and let's hear it for Ben Brown, everybody.